Hey everyone, it's Danny here, a research strategist at Pepperstone, and welcome back to Market of the Move. So today's question would be, who here is a coffee lover? I mean, even though coffee might not be your, typical investment talk, I bet it's a daily essential for many of us, obviously myself included. So in today's video, let's chat about coffee. Taking a quick peek at the coffee daily chart, we've seen a wild ride since April. On April 2nd, coffee prices busted through January's high at $198, riding a strong bullish wave up to $248 by mid of April. That's a whopping 36% jump in just a month from mid of March lows. But then prices took a nosedive, wiping out all gains from earlier in the month. They found support back at $198, and we've seen a bit of an uptrend in the last couple of days. So what's behind this roller coaster? Can buyers, just jump back in and push prices back up? Let's break it down. So first off, a little bit background. There are actually two main coffee hotspots, Brazil and Colombia for Arabica beans and Vietnam for Robusta beans. If you take a quick look at these spots on the map, you'll see they are all in the tropical regions. So climate is a big deal for coffee, and you need sufficient rains to make these beans happy. One reason prices shoot up earlier was because Vietnam actually had a really dry spell during this dry season, while Brazil got drenched, leading to a drop in coffee production. Plus, let's talk about logistics. We see that Brent crude, for example, have been rising from the end of last year until mid of April this year, resulting in a very high logistic cost and reduction in actual export. And that's why we saw a drop in supply in the first half of April. So now the question would be, is coffee a necessity from a demand perspective? Well, I would say not necessarily, but we do need to acknowledge that its demand does have some rigidity. So when global coffee supply decreases while demand remains relatively stable, coffee prices naturally rise. Now, looking at the flip side of this roller coaster, beside the wild coincidence of falling coffee and oil prices, another factor is the increase in coffee inventories on exchanges. For example, US ICE exchange saw a hefty 1.7% increase to 640,000 bags, and European ICEU exchange shot up by a whopping 27% to 630,000 bags in the last month. Now, you may wonder why prices soared in the first half of April, then inventories went up in the second. Good one. It's because global green coffee beans exports in March spiked nearly 10% from last year. So with plenty of stock on hand, buying slowed down and prices took a hit. Plus, with coffee priced in dollars, the greenback strong showing in late April also added to the pressure. So to sum it up, there are a lot of factors at play, including climate, supply and demand dynamics, shipping costs, and how the dollar is doing. But the weather and the supply-demand balance are the biggest. Now, here's the burning question. With coffee prices on the rise recently, can they keep climbing, or can they even hit April highs again? I mean, unfortunately, I'm no climate expert, so I'll stick to analyzing the supply and demand side. The International Coffee Organization reckons global coffee production for 2023 to 2024 will shot up by 5.8% to 178 million bags. And while the US and Australia might still have, some inflation headaches, living costs in other big coffee drinking spots like Europe and China are down, and the economies are picking up steam. So the ICO is betting global coffee consumption for this year will rise by 2.2% to 177 million bags, which means a 1 million bag surplus. Obviously, a bad news for coffee prices, but in the short term, a weaker dollar has been giving coffee a nice boost. So personally, I reckon the long-term drivers behind the rising coffee prices are not strong enough. So I'm leaning towards a bearish stance for now. And given how the dollar has been affecting coffee prices in the short term, next Wednesday's US CPI report might be a game changer. I mean, if inflation just keeps surprising to the upside, it will pump up the dollar and might send coffee back to, its earlier range. So that's pretty much for today. If you have any ideas or thoughts on coffee trading, as usual, feel free to drop them in the comments box and let's have a chat. Stay tuned with Pepperstone for more insights and updates. Enjoy your coffee today, and I'll see you in the next one.